It's 5:27. That's your time. And Matt Perrin, he's reviewing every Best Picture nominee as the 94th Annual Academy Awards airs Sunday on ABC Columbia.
And today's film takes us back to the 70s in Licorice Pizza.
Welcome to Day 9 of the Oscars Overview, where we're counting down all the Best Picture nominees, culminating in the 94th Annual Academy Awards, airing Sunday right here on ABC Columbia. We're almost at the finish line. Can you taste it? I'll tell you what you wouldn't want to taste: licorice pizza. But in the case of our second to last nominee, the title is actually slang for a record, or more importantly, a record store that existed in the Valley in the 70s. Normally, I'm not a big fan of Paul Thomas Anderson movies, but when it gets nominated, I have to do my due diligence. Let's see if this movie, led by two first-timers, is deserving of the nomination, and take a look at this love letter to the 70s. Our movie begins by following Gary Valentine, played by Cooper Hoffman. He's a 15-year-old high school student in Encino, California, and on picture day, he meets 25-year-old Alana Kane, played by Alana Haim. Even though she's a decade older and works for the photography company, Gary is overflowing with confidence, and throughout constant talking, he is able to convince her to meet him for dinner. At the meal, Alana learns that Gary has been a child actor and is very business-minded. She makes it very clear that they will remain friends, but through several future adventures, they actually become business partners. Alana has a very conservative Jewish family that she is often at odds with, so she finds it as an escape to hang out with Gary and his high school buddies. Gary is a schemer who is able to pick winning trends. Somehow he, Alana, and friends soon end up opening a successful waterbed store. Their business leads them on adventures involving Hollywood elites. They end up on a tangent involving hairdresser turned movie producer John Peters, played by Bradley Cooper, in a scene where all kinds of madness ensues. All the while, the will they won't they vibe is always in the air, often sabotaged by the pair trying to make each other jealous. As the movie progresses, more shenanigans ensue for our protagonists, both working together and as singular entities. After many of these missteps, Alana wants to get her stuff together and works on a mayoral campaign. From this, Gary learns of the relegalization of pinball and his next business is born. Physically, the two drift apart, but emotionally, we can see that they've actually grown closer. We, as the audience, wait to see what will become of the two, no matter which direction we are rooting for it to go. All right, so let's break this one down. First off, Paul Thomas Anderson has a certain style to his movies. I've seen several, but have never had an urge to watch any of them again. And in fact, some of them I wish I hadn't seen that one time. As far as this one goes, I liked it, but I'm definitely not fawning over it, as I've seen so many doing online. I'm sure if you like his style or have lived in that area or even were a teenager in the 70s, this one would mean a lot more. To me, this 2-hour and 15-minute movie seemed to go on longer than the 3-hour Drive My Car, but the cast really delivers. Philip Seymour Hoffman is known for roles in PTA movies, so it's only fitting that his son gets his start in one and delivers. He's able to make you root for him even when you can't stand him. Alana Haim shines in her first role, and the movie actually becomes more her journey. There are plenty of celebrity connections, and a lot of this is based on one of Anderson's friends. We also get to see Bradley Cooper go loony, playing the guy that produced a version of the movie he remade, which was nominated a few years ago. The movie has some extremely funny moments, but also seems to branch off into some seemingly unnecessary tangents. So, will it take the statue? I haven't hidden that this is not one of my most favorite of the bunch, but I can understand why it would be some people's. If those are the people voting, then who knows? At least everyone involved looks like they had a blast making it. This has been your Oscars Overview. I got to get back to the Weather Center, but tune in tomorrow for our final nominee, dealing with some religious skirmishes on the Emerald Isle. And don't forget to watch the awards themselves right here on ABC Columbia.